Hi, this is Satiris Basagaropoulos, and I'd just like to welcome you to our team training hangout tonight. And in tonight's hangout, Matthew isn't going to be with us. He got tied up with some things tonight, so he's not going to be able to make it this evening to your hangout tonight. We might have a couple more people coming later on, but it's not for definite. But basically, all I wanted to do tonight was just go through a quick training on social media syndication, on how you can actually syndicate your blog, okay, using social media. So this is a strategy that I learned quite a while ago, but there's still quite a few people who don't know it. And the great thing about this social media strategy is that it's very, very good for your SEO as well. And if you might not be interested in SEO, you know, search engine optimization, it stands for, which basically means ranking naturally on the first page of Google, you know, for certain keywords, certain terms, so that when people type in stuff to Google, you're basically on the first page and they can see your stuff. But right now, Google, one of the big things that they actually rely on when ranking websites and videos and stuff is social signals. And social signals are basically likes and shares and comments and things like that on videos and on social networks. So, you know, even Facebook has its own algorithm as well. You know, so if you do a post and 5 or 6 people like that, or 10 or 20 people like that, and they share your post, then Facebook will show it to more people. And, you know, Google is getting to go the same type of road, whereas, you know, if you write a blog post and you don't share it with anyone, or you write a blog post and don't share it on social media, nobody will see the blog post, and it won't then look to Google as if it's very relevant, because nobody's actually interested in it, nobody's commenting on it, nobody's sharing it, nobody's liking it, and it won't rank very high in the search engine for you. So that is really where the importance of tonight's social syndication training comes in. It basically comes in from the fact that, you know, you can syndicate your stuff, right? You can go and you can actually syndicate your stuff and get more people to see it, get more likes, more shares, more comments. And because it's going to multiple social networks, it also means that you're going to get more people actually viewing it, because, you know, it's going to rank higher in the search engine as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just getting self ready here. Give me 1 second. Just get the right page up here for us. Okay, so basically this is the tool that I suggest you use for syndicating your social media. Okay, I'm going to do the screen share now. Share the screen. There. Okay. So what you want to actually do is you want to go to onlywire.com. Okay, that's onlywire.com. onlywire.com. And what you can do here is just click and sign up for a free account. So just click sign up for free. And then what you'll do here at this stage is you'll basically pick a username and password. You can sign up with Facebook. I don't recommend this because, you know, at a later stage, if you basically get your Facebook account deleted, or aren't on Facebook anymore, what will happen is that you won't be able to log into it, right? So I don't really recommend you sign up with Facebook, but if you want to, you can. Just hold on 1 second there. I think someone has. Right. Sorry about that. So basically what you would do is you would just go in here and you would pick a username. Okay, so pick a random username, put in email address, and a password. And just click create account. That's it. So basically, then what we have to do is we have to log into the email and confirm it. Now, because I'm logged into the Hangout right now, I'm not going to log in on this computer in front of you. What I'll do is I'll log in on another computer and I'll just click to confirm that. Just take me a wee second here to do that. Okay, and I've got a wee email here from them just to confirm. So I've clicked confirm. So now, if I go back, log in, and just log in, username and password. So, and that will log me into the account. Okay, so the first thing we want to do, there's different things here, there's different extensions, and there's different ways to share it and so on. You can use a WordPress plugin if it's a WordPress blog. You can also use your Google Chrome. You can have like a Google Chrome button up at the top, and you just basically click it and it does it. So if I click here, that would only wire my post now, okay? But the first thing you want to do is you obviously want to go to networks. And then you want to click add new. Okay, so I'm just going to have to go into another account here. I want to use another account. What I'll do is I'll use one of my old Facebook accounts for this. Okay. So, the fun part to remember, email. Let's see. I'm gonna try it here. This is a long time since I've logged into this account. Okay. Okay. Okay, so basically now I'm logged into this account. So all I'll do here is I'll go back to the automation, back to networks, just click add new, and then just basically click on Facebook, and then just put Facebook profile. So okay, you just say okay to all of these, and it'll come up friends. What you want to do is you want to make sure you change that from friends to public, or not many people's going to see your stuff. A lot of people skip through that, forget about it. It's important to always do that. Okay, so we add, so that's Facebook added. Then I can basically go to Facebook page, just put pages to activate. Okay. And that will bring me up my pages, so I can say I want to do it on this page or that page. There's not really a lot of pages there I actually want to do it on, but I'll just click one just for the fun of it, or two. Yeah, there's not really anything much on that account. Just click save. Okay. And then you just want to go and add new Twitter. Oh no, I don't want to do this. Hold on a minute. Let me just log out of my other Twitter account. Okay. I have a spare account here, so I already have done this. So I actually had to set up. I wanted to show you how to do it from scratch. So this is actually a new account, so that I could show you how to do it. So I'm putting different social media accounts on, because I don't know if they allow multiple accounts with the same social networks. Okay, try that. Okay, try this. Don't use these accounts much. That's it. Okay. So first you make sure you log into your social network, and then go to Twitter. Click on Twitter to add it, and then give it a name so you'll remember what it is. Okay. And then just click authorize that. And that's your Twitter now, authorized. Okay. And you can just go on, you can just go on and do this for like loads and loads of stuff. I'm not going to do the Google Plus here because I'm already logged in the Google Plus account and it's connected. And if I log out, I'll actually log out of the Hangout. So I'm not going to do this one now. You can also do your LinkedIn. It's exactly the same thing. If you have a Blogger blog, you can also, do Blogger. You know, there's all these different social networks. I would definitely recommend you join a load of these. There's Tumblr, Stumble Upon. There's like loads and loads of different social networks here. Okay, and just go and register an account and just add them, even if you just do half of them. But the more of these you do, the more backlinks you're going to have, and the more places your stuff is going to be shared. Okay, so that's it. So now, let's see what else there is. Okay, so now we'll go to automation. Okay, and with the free version, you can only actually add one feed. So I'm just going to click Add Feed. And then what you need is the website or feed URL. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a new post on my Empire Network blog. Right, so I'm just going to go here, log in. I'm just going to stick a video. I'm not going to do a whole post. Put a video here. Okay, I'll just click here. Tell me, send them an invite. Just see what. Okay, so basically, he's going on that. Just down the bottom as well. So I'm just going to grab what do you call it here? Yeah, type on Facebook, just type go to Facebook. Sorry, it's just somebody trying to get on Hangout here on their blog, just www.facebook. Okay, so let's see. Just click on that. If you want to link. So my YouTube account. Okay. So we can basically go here. Grab a video. Copy. Command C. Paste the title. See. And then you can just put who you're going to share it with. Boom, boom, boom. And then grab the link. Just going to do something very quickly here. That's it. So okay. So we'll grab the link for the video, like so. And then just click here, click video, add media. Okay, that's our video ready. Select the blog, network blog, and just put video work. I'll just have a new category be quicker than looking for it. Okay. Or Vimeo, right? What about Vimeo? Okay. Then just publish. Okay, so now that we've just got a new blog post, what we'll do is we'll go to our Empower Network blog, or it could just be a WordPress blog. It could just be a WordPress blog. Okay. And basically up at the top, you'll see it says, oh, a lot of categories. So, subscribe to RSS feed. Okay, so just click that button, and that will actually give you the URL for your feed, for your blog. Okay, so copy that feed, and then just where it says add website or feed URL, just Command V, and just click add feed and continue. And then you can choose your network, so you can post to all the networks. That's 72 hours. And then just click Save Feed. Okay. So that will now, every time I do a post on the blog, that will automatically feed to that Twitter account and to the Facebook account and to all the other different social networks that I've also connected here. Okay. Now the other thing I can do here at this stage is, if I go to my networks, or if I go to, what I'm going to do actually, I'm going to log out of this account now that you've seen how to actually create the account. So I'm going to log out of this one. Let me see, I can figure out how to log out of it. Log out. Okay. Then I'm just going to log into my normal account. Okay, so all you do is once you actually log into your back office account, you just click here to create a new post. Okay, and then what you do is you go to your new post. So I'm just going to click on one of my posts that I have here. Actually, let me just go to I'm just going to grab a post here that I have. So say I want to promote, say I want to post this blog post which I did earlier. All I'll do is I'll just grab the link of this blog post, like so, and I'll just go like so to OnlyWire. Paste the link in here. Too many that's it there. Okay, I'll just grab the title. Grab the title. Like so. See. Like that. And then what you can also do is you can click and you can also add an image here. So click here and find, no, you can't actually. So it'll take the image out of your post normally. Unfortunately in that post I haven't got an image, so it won't take the image. But if you have an image, it will take the image out of your post. So what you do, you put the URL you want to post, you put the title of it, you put whatever the writing is at the beginning of the post, and you just click share. Okay. And then what that will do is that will basically go and it will share. You can see here it's I have like 14 groups here. So it'll basically share to these 14 groups. It'll share to my Facebook pages that I want. I only asked it to be shared in one, but you could ask it to be shared in 10 or 15 Facebook pages as well. It will share it in my Twitter account as well. And it will share it in Google+. And also have it shared on Tumblr. But like I said, I've only set this particular account up recently as well. So, I mean, I would go in and add a lot more social networks to that as well. And I will be doing that in the future, and I would recommend you do the same. But you at least have the basics here, at least have the, and have some big Facebook groups that you're in your niche. So if you're into internet marketing, pick, internet marketing stuff. If you're into health and wellness, pick health and wellness stuff. If you're, promoting health and fitness, exercise stuff, post it in health and fitness groups. Make sure that you're posting in relevant places where people will be interested in the content. Don't be posting recipes on network marketing groups, because you probably won't get that much interest. Okay, so that's very, very important. Okay, so that's how you share your syndicate your stuff. If you're using a WordPress blog, all you would do is you would just go to your blog and do the same thing. Look for the RSS feed. Okay, look for the RSS feed. Look to see if there's an RSS feed on the blog. If there's no button for an RSS feed, which I think I took the button for the RSS feed off my blog. Did I? Yep. Now you can see that has went on autopilot, right? I've just posted that and you see it's automatically showing up in my groups, okay? So, which is pretty cool. So if you cannot find a feed for the blog, for your blog, and it's a WordPress blog. All you do is, if you go to Google, and type in FeedBurner. And then you just log in with your Google username and password. Hi Daniel, is that you?
Hi Soterius, hi, how are you?
Just in the middle of something here. Just give me a wee second just to finish up here. And then
Alright, yep.
One wee second. And then when you come in here, you can basically type in the URL of your blog. So you type in the URL of your blog, click, and then click next, right? And what that will do is that will then burn you a feed, okay? That will actually burn you a feed. And then once you burn the feed, it will give you a URL, and it will say this is the URL of your feed. So it'll be something like yourwebsite.com/feed or something like that, okay? So then all you would do is get yourwebsite.com/feed and just go to OnlyWire, you know, and go to, when you go to feeds, you go to add new, and you know, you add the feed automation and add the feed. Basically you just put the feed in here, right? So you put that feed in here. So actually I don't have a feed here for this site. I don't know, do I want one for this site? I think let's see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to burn a feed for this site. And just Command C, and we'll go into my feeds, paste the URL so you can see how you do it in WordPress, and then just click next. And then just click next. That will be the feed URL. And that's basically your feed created. Okay, you can also put it into, you know, different categories, and you know, you can put keywords and different things, you know. You can put different keywords in, put the name of your site in. So then click next. You can find out if people click through. Anything else? Click next. Now once you do that, you can do different things. There's different things you can actually do here. Okay, you can also do different things to publicize it. You can do a headline animator, so you could rotate different headlines to promote your feed. Ping shot, you can basically activate, and whenever you do a post, it'll be pinged on the different social networks. Socialize. Yeah, you can add the feed to go to all the different, to your Twitter account and stuff like that. Okay. You can activate that as well. Right. So then what you do is you go back and you just put that feed URL in that you just created, which I've just lost actually. Let's see. Edit feed details. Okay, that's the feed. Come on. Let's see. Maybe it's this. Is this one actually? Your feed. So just copy the end of that. And then the other part of it. Come on, see. Not sure if that's right. It'll tell me if it's right or wrong. Post all networks, choose networks. So yeah, I'll post it to all networks. That says feed added successfully. So from now on, whenever a post is added on that site, it will automatically go to all my social networks on complete autopilot. Okay, if you want more than one feed, you have to upgrade and do a paid version, but you can just get away with doing the free version as well. So that's basically how you do that. Okay, so that's how you syndicate your blog posts. And all I would do is suggest that whenever you do a blog post, go in and syndicate it on OnlyWire. I also have done a training earlier on another syndication method, and I would suggest you also do that as well. And that means you'll have like double or more the syndication. Plus, if you add that to our IFTT trainings that we did in previous Hangouts, you should be able to get your stuff out a lot on, on the internet and on social media. So that's basically that. And let's see, we've got Daniel here with us, and I think Vincent's with us as well. So let's all go this evening.
How's it going?
Hi, Daniel. Fine. Matthew's not with us tonight.
Okay.
He had things going on, so he's not with us tonight. Just myself, and Alan's here with me as well.
How are you, fellas?
Hi, Alan. How's it going?
It's going great. My apologies for arriving late. Nice to talk to you, Daniel and Vincent, once again. Cheers.
I'm just turning the screen share off.
Well, thanks for that, Satiris. Even if I missed the first part of that, I can sort of see that there's a lot of value there, just in terms of potential time saving and automation and all the rest of it. The amount of time, fellas, I was explaining, I'm a newbie to this, so this kind of workshop is just so invaluable because I spend so much time just fanning around between one social media account and the other, and posting to this group and that and the other, and this kind of thing I think is going to prove very valuable. So I'm going to get that.
Definitely, absolutely.
So I have been pressured a wee bit for the last few days. I had a few days. I had a bit of a toothache, which was driving me crazy. Sleepless nights.
Wow.
I started to get over that, and now I got my alarm a couple of days ago telling me that I'd like 7 days for the video challenge. so I've been doing videos like crazy, but I think I need to be RoboCop,
I think Yeah, it's just like a big box of cigars and like flashy rain. Yeah, he's a movie producer. And I turned on my my sort of stream of his videos the other day from my subscriptions, and I thought, no, there must be a mistake here. This can't be right. Something wrong with YouTube. So I could see Mr. Tiras. He's dominating the world. You know, so, so you can work hard, man. Did you enjoy it? How did you find it, by the way?
Yeah, it's fine. It's great. It's just the thing was really I'm gonna have to do a lot of sort of shorter type videos. But the videos were all quite long. When I say long, I don't mean really long, but you know, you're talking maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes, which is long if you're doing 400 videos. 8 minutes is a long time.
It's a complete marathon.
You know?
Did you find yourself getting into a certain groove? Did you hit the zone or did you hit a wall?
No, I hit a few walls actually this week, but the reason for that was because I knew this evening, you know, the hangout and stuff coming up, and I was thinking about that and other things. And then yesterday I went to the dentist, and he froze my face again to put a filling in. Wow. So I was like, you know, one side of my mouth was paralyzed. So I decided not to do any videos yesterday while I was looking like that, you know. So
how are you feeling now?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm not too bad, you know. Not too bad. He didn't listen to me. I was having problems with some of my teeth, and instead of taking them out, he just basically cleaned them. For 3 days, it was agony. But the good thing about all this natural health stuff that we're into is that, you know, I went down to my friend Justin at superfood7.com, and I got a load of different stuff off him. You know, and I've been taking like loads of different stuff. You know, I've been taking everything you can think of. Like I've been taking charcoal tablets to get all the mercury out of my system that I've been given, and I've been taking you know, turmeric and stuff, and clove oil, and doing oil pulling with organic coconut oil, and a whole lot of different things. It's just been crazy. Also, I've been taking this. I got quite a high dosage colloidal silver as well, which is meant to be like it's like a natural antibiotic.
Right, wow.
I've been taking that as well, and that's rocket fuel.
The hangout that you guys did last week, I believe, was it last week, the health hangout?
That was the week before. Yeah, last week was
absolutely phenomenal. That was brilliant. I really enjoyed it. I'm sorry I couldn't have been there, but I mean I watched it afterwards, and that was really insightful. I gained so much from it. Fantastic. So thank you very much for that.
Justin's very knowledgeable in the, you know, in the health field, and I've learned an awful lot of stuff from Justin and from Matthew.
Yeah.
Another friend of mine, David Jennings, and you know, a few people like that. I've learned an awful lot of stuff off them. It wasn't a thing I used to be interested in. I used to think it was invincible until, you know, my dad died very suddenly and in a very nasty way. It made me realise that you need to actually, you know, look after yourself and find out what poisons you're being fed on a day-to-day basis if you're gonna keep yourself going in any sort of good condition, you know.
Big time. And also I found that kind of and it seemed you know, like if someone's getting started online, it seems quite trivial at first, but how important it is to kind of maintain, like, for your concentration, to eat well and to take your fluid intake, to sleep well, to take care of yourself. I mean, it really helps with your production levels. And if you're not like taking care of yourself, kind of like, you know, your production level can really decrease, and as well as your concentration level. And obviously that will have a knock-on effect, like with your productivity.
It does, absolutely, because I mean, for this week I thought, you know, I'm going to do a lot of stuff. I had a load of stuff that I wanted to do. I was really getting into a lot of stuff, and then literally the last week, I mean, I was just getting hammered with that toothache, and all I could feel was this like pain in the side of my head, and I couldn't even think, I couldn't focus, couldn't write stuff down. Like, you know, like a burr with a sore head.
Yeah.
And so I just basically focused for 3 days on getting rid of that. I was just taking everything, doing everything. And after the 3rd day, it just disappeared without any help from the dentist. It was just from myself.
Okay, that's great.
I just hit it with everything, you know. It was like everything you can think of, you know. It was getting it with everything you can imagine. And eventually, it just subsided. And I've ordered a lot of things which I haven't got yet. I'm waiting for. It's I don't know if you've heard of the jet flosser. So what it is, it's like a big container of water with a flosser, and it actually goes down in between the insides of your teeth and flushes out all the bacteria and all the stuff, you know. And you mix salt in it, and it kills all that stuff, because that's what causes the toothache.
Okay.
It's as your you know, gums get bad because of all the bacteria and stuff, they open, and the spaces that are 1 millimeter become like 6 or 7 millimeters. Once they get to be 6 or 7 milliliters, all the bacteria, sugar, you know, all the stuff goes down in between them, and then it rots in between them, and then you brush your teeth. But the bacteria is under your gums, so it's useless brushing your teeth. You know, it's good brushing your teeth for prevention, but once the bacteria is inside your gums and working at your roots, it doesn't do any good, you know.
Yeah.
So you really then need to, at that stage, get rid of that. And the only way to do it is to spray something that kills the bacteria and gets rid of the toxins, because it's not the actual bacteria, it's the toxins that come from the excretions of them that rot your teeth. That's what rots your teeth. So by rinsing it with salt water, you get rid of all that, and it stops damaging you, basically, and it can go in reverse. And a lot of people who've done that for like 2 or 3 months, the dentist said, "Yo, there's nothing you can do. You know, your teeth are never going to go back. Your gums are never going to go back." And like 3 months later, they go back to their dentist after doing that, and the dentist says, "You know, your space is only like 2 millimeters, and it was like 7. What are you doing? You know, what are you doing? You know, using some super drug or something, you know?" But it's just basically water and salt and flushing all the stuff out. So that's what I've ordered. So I'm waiting on that coming. And I've also ordered a salad master. I don't know if you've heard of salad master, but they're like non-toxic cooking pans. So that's coming from America.
Okay.
Guys,
Excellent.
you know, horrible to sound like an infomercial, but this cooked for me for the salad master. Let me tell you, I've never tasted anything like that. I think it was Eva cooked some aubergines.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend was over, and after the webinar, we were treated to a pint tea, and it just tasted absolutely amazing. So it's on my wish list too.
Excellent, brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, listening to Satiris and you know, your enthusiasm, Daniel, for the information that we were getting, I certainly really have been soaking that up as well, and getting an enormous amount of great information from these guys. But it does inspire you. I did a little 10-day health and detox thing, and you start to just really get buzz. And about a few days after the 10 days of basically green organic juices and water, no coffee, meat, dairy, alcohol, watching a movie, had a bottle of wine with myself and my girlfriend, had some takeaway food. The next morning, I just felt like had a weekend on the tear, you know.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, because I just kind of went, yeah. Once you've had steak, you don't want to go back to mince. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, once you're eating that lovely, light, clean, healthy, nourishing food and drinking loads of water, you just feel so good that you really want to go back. So, yeah, like yourself, I really have felt G'd up and inspired by some of this content.
Definitely.
I mean, when I met my girlfriend, she said that she was a vegetarian, and I said, well, I was still at that stage where I was being polite. So I was going, well, good luck to you, I respect you, and all that kind of thing. I was thinking, not likely. And now we're both more or less vegan, with one or two exceptions. We have, you know, a bit of dairy now and then and stuff. But it's funny, isn't it, just how, like Tears is saying, once you see the importance of that, negative consequences, you want to do whatever you can to take responsible inroads into just feeling good. It's as simple as that.
Definitely, definitely, big time. And another thing which I've always said since I first discovered the field of internet marketing was that how it's not only that I've been learning about marketing, but it's just how it incorporates so much like personal development with it as well. So it's not only been like a journey of learning how to market online, but it's been a whole kind of dramatic improvement in my personal development because I'm not sure why it is. I mean, Sotiris might have more insight into this, but it seems that internet marketing and personal development, they're really close connected. Like there's such a high correlation between people who are doing things like, for example, these hangouts. Like initially somebody would be coming to these hangouts to learn about internet marketing, but you know they end up learning about, you know, the importance of reading, the you know, really good books to read, you know, meeting guys like Matthew and Justin, you know, teaching them about all these cool health tips and stuff like that. Kind of all, it's not only online marketing that you get from this. It's a whole personal development journey, if you know what I'm trying to say.
I found exactly the same thing. And it's interesting to speculate as to why. I mean, I think part of it is for me it was like you want to understand the work of people like Tony Robbins, for example, because you understand you know, how to get the best out of yourself, how to draw out and inspire the best out of others, how to master creation, and not in a sort of sinister, creepy kind of way, but you know, how to communicate with consciousness. If you marry that to a positive intention and an ethic that recognizes your responsibility for your own well-being and that of others, then you can't help really but be on that personal development road, and I think that's wonderful. And to be in a position where we can, you know, create livelihood, sharing ideas and information together, learning from people, it's very, very appealing to me as well. Definitely,
yeah, absolutely. And I suppose it's like they say, kind of success leaves clues. So you know, you'll find someone online who you're trying to model, who's got the results that you're getting, and obviously, you know, they'll leave clues like, you know, they'll be doing things in their life which you wouldn't have otherwise known about. Like, for example, reading every day, listening to audio, like, you know, taking care of their health, and you can learn so much from their lifestyle, not just how to, you know, set a website up and drive traffic to it, but there's so much more that comes into it, and when you take the time to invest in yourself, like all the people watching this hangout today, you know, they could have been doing a number of other things, but they've taken the time to come here and invest their time to come along to this hangout, and as a result, you know, they're learning from the likes of yourself and Sotiris, and just gaining so much extra knowledge that they can apply to their life, not only about marketing, but about other things that can, you know, below the surface, that can dramatically boost their productivity and kind of, I mean, it's not just about driving traffic and making and writing sales copy and things like this. And there's so much more to it. There's so much more things that leaders do, you know, apart from that. I think, you know, like, yeah, success leaves clues, and if you're taking the time to invest in yourself, to come along to hangouts like these, then, you know, you can't help but come across that sort of information at one stage or another. That's, you know, that's one thing why I really enjoy this industry and networking with people such as yourselves, because it, you know, it's just a complete life transformation. And yeah, I mean, I'm not sure the reason why personal development links is so closely related to like online marketing niche, but you know, I'm definitely something that really excites me, you know.
I think it really, you know, I think it really comes into most. It actually comes into most things, because if you look at people who are having, you know, difficulties in specific areas, right? If you look at people who are having difficulties in, you know, say their relationships, or they're having difficulties in their health, or they're having difficulties in making money in an online business, you know, as far as I can see, and one of the things that we've learned from our network and all the stuff that we basically do, is that, you know, it generally comes down to not taking responsibility. It comes down to looking for an easy answer, you know, looking for an instant fix or an instant pill. You know, people going and looking for the answer with their doctor, you know, with a packet of tablets or a drug, or, you know, looking for the next ClickBank push-button millionaire product, and buying that, and then if you're not like rich, making money in the next 3 weeks, then go on and look for something else. And unfortunately, in health and in internet marketing, and you know, in so many other areas in life, people just want the instant fix. You know, they want the job. They want to just go and stay somewhere for a few hours and know at the end of the week they're going to get money, you know, and that is the easy way, because at the end of the day, it's not easy in the long run. It ends up being harder. But, you know, they can just sort of say, well, you know, at 5 o'clock I can forget about this and go home and forget it. But maybe after working for 20 years in that job, you know, they get fired, and they're maybe like 50 or 60 years old by that stage, and nobody wants them in a similar job. That's when it sort of gets difficult. But really, you know, those people will go on and sort of blame their circumstances, they'll blame different things, and the truth of the matter is, really, it's just about not taking responsibility. You know, those people were maybe, you know, more interested in spending the weekend with their friends in the pub, you know, or they were more interested in having a couple of £100 to go every 3 or 4 months on a holiday. You know, so that's why they did the job for the 20 years. But while the entrepreneur who's maybe struggled for 5 years, you know, maybe been in debt, maybe failed, maybe lost everything, you know, in 10 or 20 years' time, they're not reliant on anybody else for their income. They're not reliant on a job. They're not reliant on a boss. You know, they can fire their boss whenever they want. You know, they can fire their customers whenever they want and get new customers. You know? So, you know, it's not, you know, it's not a thing where people are, you know, stuck. And it's the same with your health. You know, with your health, I mean, if you take responsibility for your health and you say, well, I'm sick because, you know, I drank Diet Coke, which is, you know, is aspartame, which is a poison which causes cancer and causes damage to your body, or I let the dentist, you know, put mercury fillings in me, which is a neurotoxin which will poison the whole lake, or, you know, once you take responsibility for that stuff and you say, right, I'm getting these, you know, mercury fillings out, right, I'm not taking Diet Coke anymore, right, I'm not going to take dairy products anymore because I know it increases my risk of, you know, cancers by like 90%, you know, all these different things. Once you add all these things together and take responsibility for them, the odds of you living a better life and a healthier life and a happier life and, you know, a life more abundant and with more income, not a week down the line or 5 weeks down the line, but, you know, in 20 years, 5, 10, 20 years down the line, increased dramatically. You know, it is all about taking responsibility. You know, being responsible, and a lot of people just find it hard to take the responsibility. They'll start off good. They'll say, yeah, I'm going to blog, or I'm going to make a video every day, I'm going to do this, and then, you know, 2 months into the thing, you'll go and you say, what have you done? Well, you know, I did 2 videos, and then my camera broke, or I wasn't feeling well, or this that, and they won't go back. It's not that they took a break, because none of us are perfect. None of us are perfect. Like, we're human beings. We have other things to do. We have issues come up. With family things happen. Things happen where you maybe have to go somewhere for a month or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's what you do long term. It's what you do long term. If you start doing your video marketing business and you do videos for 2 weeks, and then you stop doing them forever, you've chosen the need to get a job, or or the need to do something else. You've made that choice. The same with your blog. If you don't blog for a week or 2 weeks, and then the next week you blog every day, and you start blogging, sharing your stuff everywhere, then you can make money again. You can get money. You can build a list. You can increase what you have. But if you just stop permanently, then you have decided that you're going to rely on someone else for your income for the rest of your life. And most people don't see it like that. They just think, well, I'll just get by on my job. But days turn into weeks turn into months turn into years, and years turn into decades. And then one day people are saying, what happened? What happened to me? Who's responsible for that? At the end of the day, they're responsible. So the sooner that we take responsibility for all those things, the sooner our lives can change. Like Einstein said, the most crazy thing is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. The height of insanity. It's the height of insanity. But that's what most people do every day of their life. Listen to the same advice, do the same things every day, and and then they wait for something to change. They wait for a lottery win or something, and then they're so programmed. I actually saw a thing in the paper this week. Not in the paper, on Facebook yesterday, because I don't read the papers. But on Facebook yesterday, it was actually in the paper, but it was on Facebook, if you know what I mean. And this woman, I think it was in Tyrone or something, won something like, I'm not sure, I think it was 37, I think it was 37 million pounds, right? She won 37 million pounds, right? And this is completely down to programming, right? I don't care what anyone says, right? But she won 37 million pounds, and she decided to give all of the money, bar 1 million pounds, away to different things. So basically, she decided she didn't want the money. Now, what mindset in a person would make someone who'd maybe another 30, 40, 50, 60 years to live, family maybe to bring up, relatives and stuff, what mindset would make someone in this day and age give away 36 million pounds to charities who are probably run by big corporate companies, right? Yeah, like the cancer charities who are looking for a cure, and then when there's like 100 cures, when there's hemp and marijuana and stuff like that that cures cancer, they're sending police out to get it burnt, right? Because they don't want to cure it, and then they're giving people chemo and charging them hundreds of thousands to get chemo, which is going to give them a 95% chance of being dead in the next 5 years. Increase their chances of death by like 60%, right? So these people are going out there doing charities, to raise money for cancer, to pay these laboratories, right, who are making like billions of sick people who they're making sick, keeping sick and killing, and they are paying them money, right? Which to me is absolutely ludicrous. Now this woman is going and giving away 36 million, so she's going to live with 1 million now for the rest of her life, right? Which is like, I mean, 1 million today is like, if you were a millionaire 30 years ago, okay, to be a millionaire today, 1 million. It's like having 100,000 pounds, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But the mindset behind that, if you think about the mindset behind that is rich people are evil. Rich people want everything and they're evil, and people who aren't rich or good, you know, and they're trying to look after everybody, and I don't want to have money because, you know, people won't like me, and people will think I'm really bad, and people will try and steal my money, people will want money, and people will only want to know me because of my money. They're not going to want to know me because of me. So if I give my money away to a good charity who's going to help everybody, get the Rockefeller to, you know, do some fake cancer research or whatever, then, you know, I can go to bed and sleep at night, go back to my job and live happily ever after.
Yeah.
You know, take no responsibility, watch no hopers or EastEnders they call it. I call it no hopers because what they do is they actually watch these people, right? And in this series, the people are all so miserable and they have such a sad life. You know, people are dying, people are in drug overdoses, people are burning each other and stabbing each other and depressed and all this stuff. And these people are going working all week and they come back from their job at the end of the week and they've had a really crappy week and they want to go and drink to forget about the week that they've had at work, right? And then they come back and they sit down and they watch No Hopers, right? And they see someone's been shot, somebody's been stabbed, the son's been attacked, and this and that and the other. And they sit down and they go, oh, thank goodness my life's so easy and so good. I can just come home and make a cup of tea and be so, you know, and what a great life I live, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they're watching all this complete, excuse my language, bull crap, you know, to make themselves feel good about their life, right?
Yeah.
When really their life maybe sucks, you know, their life maybe sucks. They've maybe for 30 years just been like a robot. They haven't been able to do anything they want. They've no plans, they've no anything, and they don't even have time to think what they want to do, never mind do what they want to do. They don't even have time to think about what they want to do. Because they get up 6 o'clock in the morning, they get ready, go to a job or get their kids ready. They take the kids to school, run around like a pack of sheep trying to get the kids off before they go to work, to be late for work, to get told off by the boss if they're late. And they're panicking and beeping and stuff in the traffic, you know, trying to get through people, stressing themselves. And then they go and do the job. They maybe have a few run-ins with some of their work colleagues, you know, they're at each other there. And then they come back, they finish that off, to try and get back in time to make the dinner and to do all the other stuff. And then, like, by that stage, No Hopers is on, right? So they've had a day at work and say, all right, well, let me feel good about myself now, right? Let's watch No Hopers for an hour. And then sit to watch that. It's
like a sort of stand-up comedy routine now. I can see this. I see what, you know what I mean? Like, what's your with that? No, it's bonkers, isn't it?
You know, so then they go, so they sit and watch that, and then before they know it, it's like 9, 10 o'clock. They're putting the kids to bed. Then they go to bed. Then they get up to do it all again. And then when at the end of the week, it's the weekend. They want to forget about it. They go down to the pub, or they go out for the night, or they save up all their money for the wages that week and go for a meal with their partner or whatever. And then it's Sunday, and of course Sunday's the day of rest, so they'll rest, or they'll go to their, you know, whatever. I'm not going to go into all that. But you know, that's their whole life. That's their life. And that's
Terry, can I ask you, kind of like, say for example, yeah, I completely agree and with what you're saying, and also then it kind of brings into things like, let's say for example somebody was caught up in that rat race and they were caught up in that cycle, which is very easy, like, because you know our minds are very plastic and we can be conditioned easily whether we know it or we don't know. So say somebody does get involved in that rat race and then they kind of get an inspiration from somewhere where they feel that they want to change and they want to do something different. But then on top of that, you've got people kind of within social circles, and we all have them. We'll have people in our social circles, like, I don't know, work colleagues, friends, etc., who, if you know, like, it's crabs in a bucket. You know, you know the old crabs in a bucket.
Yep.
So,
you want to keep in the same place.
Yeah. So somebody might have an inspiration to come along to a hangout like this, or they might see something like Prosperity Team video or something like that, and they think, you know what, I really want to give this a go. But then, you know, like, for various reasons, people in the social circle will try to talk them out of it or laugh at them. You know,
Yeah.
I'm sure at some stage or another we've all experienced that. You know, people laughing at you, and then you might go a few months and you haven't really made any results, and then people, they're reminding you, oh, how's your online thing going? You know, have you made any money yet? You know, kind of like taking the piss out of you.
I had that today. In fact, somebody went through exactly that conversation with me.
Yeah. So what sort of advice would you give to someone?
Well, what I can tell you is, making money online is basically about making a decision. And when I say making a decision, I don't mean saying, oh, I would like to make money online. I mean, it's making a decision and saying to yourself, I am going to make money online. It doesn't matter if it takes me 5 years, 10 years, 2 years, 2 months, or 2 weeks. I'm going to make money online, and I'm going to keep on doing my stuff online until I make money online. I'm going to find people who make money online. I'm going to do what they do. I'm going to read what they read. I'm going to go where they go, and I'm going to, follow their steps until I make money online. Mm-hmm. And that's basically it. A lot of people come and they say they're going to make money online, but they sort of come in and say, well, I don't know, is it possible to make money online? I've never made money online before. I haven't made any money before online. I want to give this a go. And I mean, when people come in with that attitude, there's no hope. There's no hope. Seriously, there's no hope. If you have that attitude when you go online, forget it. You know what I mean? It's like, do you know what I mean? Go if you want to be a champion diver. What do? You go and you start. You work for 10 years. You don't just go and jump off the end of the diving board and the 300 meters section. And say, hey mate, I'm going to give it a go.
Yeah.
And just walk off the diving board, right? You're dead.
I don't watch too much TV, but something that I do have an interest in. Oh, sorry.
Sorry. No, I mean, one of the things, I mean, TV is programmed, no matter what people say, to keep people in a certain mindset, to set a certain agenda on the people. And some people might think this is corny, what I'm saying, but it just is. And, I mean, one of the things, I went to a seminar in London many years ago. It was one of the ones where I made the decision where I was going to start working full-time online. That's when it were decided. And I listened to the guy at the front, and he'd made 50 million. He'd made 50 million pounds in something like 10 years or something. And he turns around and he says, I'm sick of excuses. He says, I'm sick of all these emails, from all these people saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna come down, I'm gonna give it a go, I'm gonna buy your package, I'm gonna give it a go, I'm gonna see what happens, I'll buy your package and I'll try and do it and I'll see what happens, And he says he just got completely peeved off with it. And then there's all these other people who are saying, they've all these reasons, I haven't got the time, I'm really busy, haven't got time to run another business, I haven't time to do this, I haven't time to do that. I mean, one of the things he said was, do you watch TV? And the majority of people do actually watch TV, even if they say they don't. There's a lot of people who say they don't watch TV, that watch TV, and say, well, I don't watch TV much, But the fact of the matter is, the average person spends 8 years of their life watching TV, right?
Oh, wow.
And if you ask them, would you like to start a part-time business, they say, well, I don't have any time to start a part-time business, I'm too busy, right? So it was like that guy, Andrew Reynolds, said at that event, if I give you an extra 8 years, do you think you could start a part-time business, right? And that's the bottom line. If you cut all the garbage, if you can cut out the bar for a couple of years, if you can cut out the whatever and focus on your business, then you can use that time to build a business, right? And once you build the business and you're making loads of money, you can basically go to whatever bar you want. You don't have to go to a bar in the corner pub. You can go to a bar in Thailand or a bar in Australia, or do you know what I mean? You don't have to go to the corner of the street.
Yeah.
But most people won't make that sacrifice. They want instant, they want like their takeaway food, like when they're sick, people will prefer to listen to the doctor, go and get chemotherapy, get, radiated with like radiation stronger than what do you call that place in Russia?
Chernobyl.
Chernobyl, get more radiation than there was in Chernobyl or in flipping Japan, to cure their disease, right? To cure their disease, which is a lifestyle disease from bad diet, bad food, and not looking after themselves. And they would rather do that and give responsibility to someone else, say, look, it's the doctor, it's someone else's responsibility, and I want them to fix it. And a lot of people do the same with their income, with their business. Like they will start a business and they will do it for a week or 2 weeks and not make money, or not even put a quarter of the effort or get the things they need to make the business work. And then they will say, oh, it didn't work for me, mate. Oh, it was too hard. It didn't work. It doesn't work for me. It maybe works for you, but it doesn't work for me. That's too hard. And stuff like that. And that's basically the same thing. That's the fast, instant fix person, the lotto ticket. Give me the lotto ticket and I want to win the Euro Millions.
Yeah.
I've bought the lotto ticket, now show me the millions, right? Instead of, I need to spend 5 or 10 years here to build up a mailing list, to build up a business, to find some targeted customers and what they're interested in, and give them value, provide them the stuff that they need to be successful in, with their health or with their income or with their, where they want to go, or whatever it is you're providing them with their health and fitness or whatever. Most people just don't want to do that. It's too much work, and it's easier to just sit at a desk and have someone say, hey Joe, go and move that shelf over there. Hey, go and get that. Hey, go, put those things through the till there. And it's easier to do that, and in the long run, it's not easier. It's actually much harder.
Yeah.
And it's a terrible way to limit yourself, but in the short road, it's easier. And that's why they do it, because it's easier. And if anything sounds complicated, or like if you start a business online and in 10 years you're not making money, right? The only person who could possibly be the reason for that is you. You're responsible, right? So if you're not making money, it's something you haven't done, or it's something you don't want to do, or something you're lazy, or or something you're expecting for free, right? It's your responsibility. But most people won't, cross that boundary where they accept responsibility. And when they accept responsibility, they will say, I am going to do this. I have to get this thing better. I have to reverse this. I have to find out how so and so and so and so and so and so reverse this illness. And what they're doing, even if I don't like not drinking beer, even if I don't like not having ice cream, even if I don't like, not being able to eat buns and cakes, I have to do this, or else I'm going to be dead, or else I'm going to have to go down and get all the nuclear radiation from, Hiroshima or whatever pumped into me, which is going to probably be more likely to kill me 2 or 3 times again. People will go and take the radiation. They'll go and they'll take the radiation and they'll die. And that's the sad thing. I mean, that's the sad thing. I had a close friend of mine. They wouldn't even take their child to look at getting an alternative healing, and just straight into the chemo, straight in the radiation. And I mean, I was reading her blog, the other day, talking about, what an absolutely nasty treatment the child got, how they were trying to put tubes in all over him, and she didn't want them to. They were trying to do all this stuff to him. They were really, this is like a 3-month-old child. But she wouldn't go to anyone else. She wouldn't go and ask anyone else. It was out of the question. Had to do what the doctor said. Had to, do the chemo. If the doctor said cut off their legs and arms and cut their heart out, that's what she would have done. You know what I mean? And if somebody had come along and said, well, look, if you drink green juice for the next 3, weeks, and then see if he's getting any better or worse, and then if you want, go to the doctor. Well, no, there was no. She just wouldn't do that. Because it was the doctor's responsibility. It was the doctor's responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's what people do with their health. That's what people do with their business. You know, anybody who, you know, is in a business and haven't made money online, you know, they're probably blaming other people for not making money. They're blaming the business, they're blaming the company, they're blaming this, they're blaming that. And they're not taking responsibility themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They're not asking questions. You know, there's no one who can come to me, right, who I know who went online and didn't make money. There's not one of those people who could come to me today and say, look, Sotiris, I did everything. I really did everything possible, and I didn't make money online. There's not one of them. Nobody could sit in front of me in the room, you know, because if they come up to me, a person who didn't, you know, I would say to them, did you do your video? No. Did you do your blog post for a year in a row every day, like I did for the first 2 years? I was doing like 3 blog posts a day.
Good for you, man. Excellent. Yeah.
You know, did you do your blog post every day for a year or 2 years? No. Did you make your video? No. Did you put it on OnlyWire every day? Did you put it on OnlyWire once a month? No. You know, did you do a paid ad?
Yeah.
Once I did one.
Yeah.
You know, okay. And you're not making money. Whose fault is it? The company you're in? The business you're in?
Yeah.
The product you're marketing? No, it's not. It's your fault.
Yeah. No, you're right. Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
If you're not making enough money, you ask yourself the question, I'm not making enough money. What's the reason for that? I'm not getting enough opt-ins. Right? I'm not getting enough people to my website. Why are you not getting enough people to your website, not enough opt-ins? You haven't done enough videos. You haven't done enough blog posts. You haven't syndicated enough people. You haven't done paid ads or done enough advertising for enough people to see your stuff. You know, your opt-in page maybe doesn't even work. Maybe you know, they put their email and it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you haven't been bothered to check it because you're at your job or you're sitting on the beach in the sun. You know. So who's
exactly right? Yeah.
Take responsibility. So you want to be successful in your business. You want to start an online business, make money. You can do it. Absolutely. 1000% no. I don't think. Maybe. I know you can do it. But you need to make the decision. Make the decision. And the decision is, I will do whatever it takes. I will do it. You know, and even if you don't do it for a week or do it for a month or go away for 2 weeks or get lazy or whatever, that's okay. At the end of those 2 weeks, you need to come back and you need to do it.
Yeah.
Right? And if you keep doing that, you will be successful and you will make money.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's what it's all about.
Going to the gym, isn't it? You know, like if you keep doing your push-ups and your squats and your bench presses and all the rest of it, you'll get in wrecking good shape.
Yeah.
You can't expect to do it if you don't. You know,
don't do it today and then go away for 2 years, come back and.
But can I ask you just what you were going to say there about the program that you did watch?
Oh, I was saying that. Yeah, I mean, kind of. You know, when you watch sports on TV, like you'd watch the Olympics or you would watch champion football players, people who are at the top of their game, or people who, you know, who are kind of elite athletes.
Boxers, really.
Boxers or elite athletes, boxers, etc. You know, and there's something which T. Harv Eker says. I mean, if you get this book, the Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, can you see it? Yeah, I mean,
I think it's right behind us on the shelf here.
Excellent. Yeah, I mean, if somebody's watching his Hangout, then, you know, I recommend to get this book. It's really powerful. That's Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker.
Yep.
I recommend anyone. Excellent. You see, Sotiris has got the book. So if anybody's watching this Hangout, you know, Speed Wealth. Where is that?
That's another T. Harv Eker one.
This one, Speed Wealth.
Yeah. But you only get it at the seminars, so I don't think he does it online.
Definitely.
Maybe he does, I don't know, but he didn't used to.
So I mean, and what he said was kind of if you watch kind of elite athletes on TV, you know you'll see them.
That's a very good one as well.
Brilliant.
Sorry.
What's that name? What's that book's name?
The Greatest Salesman in the World, O.G. Mandino.
One sec. O.G. Mandino.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Thank you, Sotiris. Thank you very much. Yeah, but if you see these athletes, and you know you'll see them, they'll prepare for years and years and years, day in day out. You know, rain, sleet or snow. You know, they'll be training hard every single day, and then you know for this big moment, and then you know that they could get knocked out in the first round, or they could trip up during the Olympic final. You know that they've been preparing years for. And then, you know, after the interview, they've got the mentality of a champion. What they'll say, you know, so many times they'll say, oh, you know what? Okay, this has happened, but I'll bounce back. You know, I'll be in the gym tomorrow morning, and I will get there. You know, you can learn a lot from them. Or you'll see like kind of the captain of these elite football teams, like Liverpool, Chelsea, for example. You know, they might have a kind of emotional, motivational blowing defeat. But then in the post-match interview, you know, they'll say things like, you know, we're not out of this yet. You know, we just need to regroup, and tomorrow morning we'll be back on the training ground and we'll be straight back at it. You know, all of them, you know, all of the greats. So you can just learn so much from them. I mean, and as opposed to watching, I don't know, maybe EastEnders or Coronation Street. You know, if you did take the time, if you were interested in sports, like the Commonwealth Games were on just recently, and you know, kind of you can. You know, you can really learn a lot from these guys who are really champions in their field, and how their mindset is. You know, so I mean, we can use that and apply that to the niche that we're in.
Yeah,
so, yeah, that's something which I thought I would share.
In defense of television, don't hit me, right? I'm gonna have a devil's advocate, okay? We have some of the best television in the world, believe it or not. I've been to Spain, and it's just football and porn, and like, you know, I suppose that sounds good to some people, but no, basically we have when it comes to like natural history programs and some dramas, we have some of the best television in the world, and there can be much that can be inspiring in that medium too. It's like the internet, you know, it's a medium. You can fill it full of rubbish and diversions. You can use it to educate and to stimulate and to inspire, to create great works of art. It's inspirational and nourishing to the mind and soul, as some of the stuff that we're talking about here. But there is a reason why it's called a set, right? It's a mind set. There is a reason why it's called programming. It does work at the 60 hertz a cycle alpha state thing, and that's and television. I only learned this recently, but there was a guy who was talking, and he says, when you're watching television and they're selling stuff, do you know what the product is? And I went, yeah. I've worked as an actor. I've worked in advertising. You know, I've worked for the BBC for many years as a freelancer in and out. I know what the product is. It's the product's what they're selling. Yada yada yada. This guy went, no. You are the product. You are your time and attention is being sold to advertisers, and the programming is there to serve the commercial remit of the channel. So if you like, I had everything wrong in my mind, back to front, with regard to how television works. I'm the product. The drama is the commercial that is selling my attention to the advertisers. That's how television works, okay? But even within that skew with, you know, I've taught media at university, and I didn't know these basic fundamentals, okay? So I love what you guys are talking about tonight, you know, the idea that we can exchange ideas together through personal development, examine the way the world works, agree, disagree, argue a little bit. That's all really, really healthy. You do it as friends and colleagues, that's brilliant. So, now, of course, I've forgotten the key point here. But yeah, I just wanted to sort of say that it's the medium, okay? And the medium can be used for enlightenment, for education, for genuinely good entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
That it's not all trash. But again, it's that thing. If it's a constant diet of negative rubbish, of mind-numbing, if it's like constantly drinking, to escape from things instead of enjoying a glass of wine or a beer or something, because you enjoy it, because then you're it's an addiction like any other, is what I'm trying to,
Definitely.
But it's amazing when you think how little content there is on television, given its vast potential to educate and to enlighten. How little there is that's ever about our true nature. The potential of even discussing our true nature as, well, I wouldn't even go into it right now, but through personal development, before you even get into any aspect of spirituality, human beings are so much more than we're led to believe through television. Unless you're watching something that's a wonderfully, wonderfully inspiring documentary or great work of art, a great movie or something like that. Most of the time, it's absolute brain-dead trivia. Yeah.
Big time.
And that's where I would agree with satirists.
Yes.
It's not a question of the medium being wrong, it's a question of the proportion of content that's meant to divert, the bread and circuses, if you will.
Yeah.
Fraction. When you look at the things that are happening in the world, this amazing time to be alive, and yet at the same time, what are we seeing? The Kardashians, right?
Yes.
Give it a rest.
I know.
It's a condescension, it's an insult to people's intelligence, and an absolute waste of time. But anyway, I've ranted enough, and I will pass the soapbox over to somebody else.
I completely agree with what you're saying, because I mean, a couple of nights ago, I was doing some stuff online, and I thought, I fancy a break and a bite to eat. So I went and I thought, let me flick through just to see if there's any interesting documentary, because sometimes you do get like funny comedy shows or something. So I thought I'd have like half an hour to myself or an hour to myself, just relaxing. I think while the video was rendering on Camtasia, I thought I'd go downstairs and watch some TV. And you know what? You're absolutely right. I was literally, and I'm not exaggerating, literally, I was flicking through on the guide, through all the different pages, and I could not find one thing which was in some way negative or which wasn't negative, or there was nothing constructive at all to watch, nothing at all. I went to the documentaries channel. I couldn't find anything. It was all about killing, like murderers and stuff like that, and I went through the entertainment, and there was absolutely nothing. It was all complete garbage. You got that Geordie Shore, all this kind of Jeremy Kyle stuff. There was nothing. And you're absolutely right.
It's rot.
Complete rot. Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why I love the internet, because I can go and I could spend my free time listening to people talk about the things that I'm interested in.
Yeah.
And I don't have to have, one of the things I happen to be interested in is, like, for example, UFOs or some paranormal things. That's just a personal interest.
Yeah.
I could go on the internet and spend time with world-class academic experts talking about all that stuff without any of the sniggering and condescension that you get in the mainstream media. And finally, Little Green Men. So that's just one personal example of whatever happens that I'm interested in. I don't expect other people to necessarily share that particular interest. But it's lovely. The internet affords us that opportunity to meet with like-minded people, which I guess brings us back to the start of this conversation, that we can choose to take responsibility for who we spend our time with. And that's why, I make the choice and the commitment to come and hang out with you guys, because that's the kind of milieu, okay, that I would like to be in. I like to be around people who are going to push me, provoke me to think in new ways, and people that I'm going to learn stuff from. It's very good for me. So I recognize that I need to make that commitment, that responsibility. If I want to gain new skills, I need to hang out with Satiris and
Absolutely.
yourselves.
Definitely.
And if I want to create value, then I need to make a commitment to pass on what information I've been blessed to receive and pass it on in the hope that other people will be able to make some use of it too.
I mean, like with them, I mean, Brian Tracy, he says kind of like, what is money? The formula for money is value times multiplied by leverage, and so if that's the formula for water is H2O, we all know that. So kind of like the formula for money would be value times leverage. So if, like Satiris was saying, if somebody thinks that they can't make money on the internet, if you just break down that formula, value times leverage,
that's excellent.
The leverage is there undoubtedly. That there's never been any platform better than the internet to get leverage. So that's like the most leverage you can ever get for like tiny money. And the value, kind of, if you know how to find valuable products, or kind of how to create value, or it's very easy. When you think how.
It's a very, very simple question. It's a very, very simple question. I mean, if you ask yourself, how much value are you creating for the marketplace?
Yeah.
If you ask yourself that question, and you're completely broke and you're marketing online, then you've just answered your question. You're not creating enough value for the marketplace, or you're creating value and you're not selling anything in the end of it. You're not offering anything for sale, or you're sort of afraid of selling. There's also people who will provide value and give loads of free content, but they won't put a buy button at the end.
Yeah.
They won't say, look, you need to read this book. If you enjoyed this, or you need to buy this CD set, or you need to buy this system, because this is where you're going to get it. And those people are just afraid to sell. Basically, they have a fear of selling.
Yeah.
Which is a thing that people do every day in their lives. Even those people who are afraid of selling, spend their whole lives selling. They're selling themselves to their children. They're selling themselves to their partners. They're selling themselves to people they meet, new people to meet. They're selling themselves to their associates. All their life is spent selling themselves. But when it comes to actually, selling themselves and getting paid, it's like, oh, I don't like sales.
That's dirty.
That's dirty money.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sales people are the lowest form of people.
Yeah.
It's going, why did you get married to me?
Who was it? Ziglar.
But
So, sorry, Daniel, were you going to say something there? Because I have a question as well. So.
That's cool. I was going to say, like, you're talking about salespeople, but I think Zig Ziglar, he says, what's the difference between a salesperson and a con artist? So you're either a salesperson, and if you're not a proper salesperson, then you're just a con artist. So the difference between the two is that, a proper salesperson believes in their product, has tested it, has tried it, or knows for a fact, that it can add value to the lives of others, and they thoroughly believe in it. Rather, a con artist, they just want to make money. So if you don't thoroughly believe that you can add value, or you believe in the product you're promoting, then you're no better than a con artist, basically, just trying to get money from people.
Yeah,
absolutely. Can I just ask you both, again, as a relative, effectively a newbie in this whole field, the formula was value times leverage, okay? Or leverage, as we would say. Value is obviously fairly easy to understand. What does leverage mean to you in the terms of our business?
Leverage means using the internet or using a medium to leverage your value. So instead of you sitting and going to your friend, I can teach you how to make a video and put it online and market your business online. You say, okay, I'm going to buy webinar software for $500 a month. I'm going to spend $3,000 on Facebook ads, and I'm going to send this free webinar to put it in front of 10,000 people on their Facebook stream. And when they click to join at the end, I'm going to offer them a 6-week training on how to do, how to customize their video channels and how to market using video marketing and stuff as an upsell. I'm going to sell them this course, which is 6 weeks for $397 or whatever, and get paid. Maybe make 150 grand, right? But a lot of people will say, well, I don't have any money to market. I'm broke. I can't market. I can't buy that software. It's too expensive. It's £150 a month.
Yeah.
Or $500 a month, whatever. So I can't do that. And I can't do this. I can't do that. And they basically talk themselves out of everything. And then they're going and they're trying to sell themselves to one person who doesn't actually want what they have to sell.
Yeah.
And then they're broke, and then they're saying, well, I'm broke and this isn't working for me, and what am I going to do? And,
so it's making
it's
making maximizing the potential of the idea through utilizing the features of the internet and then scaling it up.
Absolutely.
Essentially. Right,
absolutely.
Okay. Well, thank you. A genuine question.
Yeah.
I just wanted to.
What I would advise in that respect is, in the beginning, if you're in that position and you don't have a lot of money or whatever, I don't like to use that at all, because when I hear people saying I don't have money, or it's a question that doesn't sit always well, right? Because anyone can say I don't have money, right? I went and bought a lot of stuff this week, and all the money I put in my wallet, I took out, and I haven't been to the bank, and I haven't taken any money. So I could say, oh, I haven't got any money. I could open my wallet and say, oh, there's money, whatever, right? But that's that's brainwashing yourself, right? That's brainwashing yourself. Now, if someone said, have a gun to your relative's head or your friend's head or whatever, and if you don't bring me, 5 or 3 days, I'm going to shoot them. You probably find 5 grand. That broke person who can't get $50 to join their business, will find 5 grand, right? They'll go and they'll mow every lawn in the whole mile, in one day, right? And they'll get the money. But if you say, the same people will say, I don't have any money, I can't afford it, I haven't got the money. It's not possible, right? If they've already convinced themselves that it can't be done, instead of saying, how am I going to do it, and giving themselves a limit, a time scale to get it. Even if you give yourself a time scale, even if you're saying to yourself, well, okay, I only have $100 in the bank this month or this week, but
I've got this job.
I'm going to give myself 2 months to find $3,000. And I'm going to find it no matter what, and use your brain to think of where to find $3,000. You'll find it because you've said that and decided it. But if in the back of your head there's a doubt, oh, $3,000 is a lot of money. It's not possible for me to do that.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to be able to get $3,000. Once you start telling yourself that BS story, then you're beat.
Yeah.
And that's where most people keep themselves. They keep themselves down there because of the BS story that they tell themselves,
Yeah.
And that's why, I love the personal development side, all that stuff, and all the stuff I've learned from, the likes of reading the Rich Dad stuff. The other thing as well, if you haven't been, if you're just starting a business or wanting to have your own business and maybe, still have a job and want to move from being an employee to being a business owner, that's a book you should definitely read there. You can also go to my website. It's robertkiyosaki.ws, and you can see those videos for free. The Cash Flow Quadrant. It's a very, very good book, which I really enjoyed. One of my other favorite books is this one, which is called Guide to Becoming Rich Without Cutting Up Your Credit Cards. I also found that a very, very good book as well. But
the other thing with reading books, with reading books, one thing that I found is that it's not enough to read it once. You need to read it minimum twice, or you need to read it as many times as you can to really embed it into your mind, you know.
Yeah.
'Cause if not, it will just come in and go out.
Well, if you sort of read a series of books, like if you read a series of Robert Kiyosaki books, I mean, I've probably about 20 there, you know what I mean? If you've read all those books, and a lot of the books, there's the same message, you know, but there were certain ones that had things that stood out for me, you know. I mean, one of the things that Robert Kiyosaki talks about, and which really rung true with me and with a lot of people that I've seen and see all the time, is, you know, one of the things Robert Kiyosaki talks about is paying the price, right? He talks about paying the price. And he basically says that, you know, every single thing you do or you don't do in life, you pay the price, right? So a lot of people think that they can have an easier life or can save themselves some trouble, right, by doing things the easier way, right? And not paying the price. So, you know, if you don't have your own business, you don't have to pay the price of thinking about your business or worrying or you know, being responsible or maybe failing, right? Okay? So, you know, the price you pay, you know, for not being in business is you don't have to worry so much about that stuff, right? But then you end up, you don't control your life, somebody else controls your life.
Yeah.
You don't control your income. You don't control your mind. You don't control your holidays, right? You don't control anything. So the price you pay by not paying the price is actually a higher price than the price you would have paid if you had paid the price in the first place.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And sometimes, you know, you need to pay twice the price, right?
Yeah,
To get what you wanted in the first place, right? So, for example, you know, one of the things it says in, you know, in Rich Dad book is basically, you know, people pay the price for job security, right? But the problem is the price of job security is that job security isn't actually secure, right? So because they didn't pay the price, they only paid enough price, you know, for their job to get job security. What happens is they end up not being secure. They end up being fired, laid off, waiting for a pension that isn't enough, starving, suffering, not having money for medical expenses. So that is the price of not paying the price. Okay,
Yeah.
instead of them getting up off their whatever today and saying, "I'm going to start a business. I'm going to be responsible. I'm not going to, you know, mess around. I'm going to pay the price. I'm going to do this." Right? They say, "Oh no, that's too hard. Oh, it mightn't work. I might fail. I might lose money. I might, you know, I'm going to have to pay $2,000 to pay that product. I'm going to have to pay for an autoresponder. I'm going to have to pay for hosting. I'm going to have to talk to people or send them an email. You know, that's too high a price to pay, right?"
Yeah, yeah.
They don't pay the price, and then later on, when they've no job and they're broke and they've nothing and they lose everything, then they pay the price. So either way, you're going to pay the price, right?
Yeah.
You're going to pay the price either way. So you can pay the price of, you know, listening to our hangouts about health and taking responsibility for your health and finding out what really damages your health, or you can pay the price by going to the doctor, getting blasted with radiation, getting poisoned with chemicals which are killing you, or watching your loved ones get poisoned and killed, right? Yeah? Because you don't want to pay the price of sitting watching this. You know, or because you don't want to listen to some information that's true, right? You or someone in your family can pay the price of that.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's always a price to pay no matter what. So if you understand that stuff and you save your life, or you save people's lives, or you save your finances, or you save things, you know, because you've done something, you've learned something that other people won't learn, it's because you paid the price. If you're lazy and you don't want to pay the price, you know, if you don't want to join Empower Network because you heard some people say they didn't make money, or you don't want to, you know, take an online business because you heard that you have to send emails out, right? And you decide to just keep your job, the price you'll pay is down the line. You know, when your boss sells his company for $5 million, he doesn't care. What do? He doesn't care. It's his business. He owns the business, not you, right? You know, if the government go broke and they stop paying the government employees who have job security, you know, like my sister, she's not interested in money. That's what she said. You know, everybody in Greece, you know, all my relatives, my brother, my sister, you know, we're not interested in money, right? They're always spending money, they're always traveling, they're always doing this. We're not interested in money, right?
Oh, he's interested.
You're thinking I said money. What are you talking about? We're not interested in money, right? Mm. But then what happened? They weren't interested in money. They weren't spending money, right? And then what happened? Then the Greek economy thing happened, right? The pension went a quarter. The taxes quadrupled, right? And then there's no money and they're completely broken. You know, they put the tax on the electric. So if you don't pay this huge property tax for €4,000, they turn your electric off, so you've no electric. Right? So the price for not caring about, you know, for job security, the price of job security for working in the post office, you know, to get a pension is at the end of the day, you didn't get the bloody pension that you paid the price for in the first place. You know, definitely. Because you didn't want to pay the price to start the project.
But you might also find that the people who were so corrupt that they allowed this to happen to people who did work hard will pay the price for their corruption. If there's any justice.
The fact of the matter is, okay, if you're an employee, whether you like it or not, and this is going on forever, whether you're an employee, right, you're taxed at the highest rate, your money is taken before you get to spend it, and then whatever you've left you try to live on or survive on. Okay, so that's the price of being an employee. Now if you want to be an employee and you know you want to lose that 30 or 40 or 50 or 60% before you get to spend it, and then you want to complain that you don't have enough money to spend it, or you want to complain when your boss fires you or the company sells out to make a few billion profit, then that's fine. You can blame the company, you know, or you can set up, a company yourself. You know, it's up to you to decide what you want to do. You know, the person who set up the company had to go through some crap. You know, they had to, you know, maybe borrow millions. You know, they maybe failed 2 companies. They maybe went bankrupt a couple of times and lost everything. But at the end of the day, you know, down the line, you know, it's more likely that those people will have more income and more money than the people who are working in the government sector. You know, so okay, you can blame the government, you can blame the banks and stuff, which is true, for not having money, or you can say, well, you know, £1,000 a week isn't enough money to live on, and in 50 years, £1,000 a week will be like, you know, 20 quid a week now. Yeah. Right? So either you work your government job, which is going to give you a pension of £1,000 a week in 20 years, if it makes what it's supposed to, right? By the crooks who are selling you the pension, right? Or you set up your own company, you set up your own business.
Yeah.
Providing that Ben Bernanke didn't swipe it anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, you know.
The thing is with when it comes to online business, I mean, I think what a lot of people don't realize.
Have you read the Rich Dad books? Have you read the Rich Dad books before?
No. Sorry, Daniel was just coming.
Yeah.
What book was that? Sorry.
Well, I was just asking if Alan had read the Rich Dad books, because I think he maybe asked. Yeah. No, I mean, and if you read those books, you would understand what I'm talking about.
Well, I fully understand. I mean, I agree with what you're saying. That's why I'm doing this. You know. Yeah. Totally agree. Sorry, Daniel.
No, I was just saying. I mean, I think a lot of times people might not realize kind of how simple it is, how simple the process is to have your own business online. I mean, do you mind if I share something very quickly with you?
Work away, Daniel. Yeah, absolutely.
If I just share my screen. So obviously there's different ways to make money online. There's different models to online business and stuff. But I thought, you know, just if somebody's confused, maybe they're just really new to online marketing, you know. So maybe I can go and try to help break it down and how easy it is, how simple the process is. So can you see my? Can you let me know when you see my screen?
Not yet. It's the green one, I think. The green button. Yeah. Yeah, that's it now.
You can see my screen.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm not going to talk because every time I talk, it comes on your picture instead of your screen.
That's all right. One sec. So can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, it's a bit slow. So what it is, it's very simple. I mean, obviously there's a lot more. There's more bits and bobs to it, but basically, all you have to do is find yourself a profitable niche, and then drive traffic. I mean, in this slide it says paid traffic, but really you should be doing both free traffic and paid traffic. So drive traffic to your lead capture page, where you're collecting a name and email address of prospects, and then once you've captured your prospects, you then send them to your autoresponder, where you send promotional emails to them and provide valuable information to them. And also, if you wanted to, you can have a blog, which the purpose of a blog is to sell to your list as well. And then obviously, whatever money you make, you go ahead and reinvest 20% back into your traffic. So kind of like this is one way. Obviously, there's a whole load of different models that for you to make money online, but this is one particular model which you can use for like a web business. So can you see how if somebody were just starting online, how simple the process is? I mean, if you compare this to an offline business, say, this is like child's play. It's very easy, and that's what we're here to do, to help people who don't know this stuff. So it's like really a four-step process. I mean, if you look, like there's not much to it. So all you have to do is find a profitable niche, then find high converting relevant products to promote to that niche, and then drive traffic to those products. And you do that by building your list. So you build a list of people by driving traffic to a capture page, and then your list is in your autoresponder. So once you get the people into your autoresponder, then you just sell promotional products to them. I mean, so this is just it's a very simple model. So I thought I'd share that with anybody who's not familiar, with the process of making money online.
It's very helpful, Daniel. Thank you.
You're welcome. Obviously, there's different ways to do it, but yeah. I mean, am I back on now, or?
Not yet. No, not yet.
How do I?
And the great thing about it is that we show you how to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
It might be. I would say it's simple. I wouldn't say it's easy to someone brand new who's never done it before, but I would say it's simple.
Yeah.
I would say if someone joins our team and goes through, one of us sort of sits with them on Skype or online and goes through the whole process with them. It is simple, and we can set it up for you and get your business running for you. I would say in a day, more or less, the basics can be up in a day. And that's basically all there is to it. Now, there's loads of people who go and they'll spend, I know people who've been online for like a year, 2 years, and they're still making their first capture page, and they're still trying to work out how to, connect to Aweber, or how to, make their first video or whatever. So, the brilliant thing about joining with us is that, I've been doing this for 10 years. A lot of us have been doing this for ages, and we can basically show you what you need to do and how to do it.
Yeah.
And you can get started in our team for you can start as an affiliate for $19.95. Though I would probably recommend doing the one where you get the inner circle membership and the blog and the affiliate, get all the stuff, because you're going to get more information. And you're going to get a lot more value from that than what you'll get, from just being an affiliate.
I'd just like to interject. This man walks his talk because as a newbie, I have not had better training and support and friendship when I've been starting a new business than I've had from Satyrus.
Yeah.
And as I say, I've worked for some really good employers, high-profile employers. And when he says that the support's there, I can tell you that I have tested that to the max. And he's been really, really terrifically supportive. And even with all that toothache and everything, I've come around and said, mate, please help me. I can't get this, this capture page to work. Could you give me a hand or whatever? You wouldn't even know that he was suffering. So definitely, I can vouch for that.
Definitely.
But the other thing, and Satyrus was touching on this, is that so much of the hard work has been done for us by the Empower Network guys, because it's not like we have to learn to become a used car salesman. You've got Dave Wood. He does the sales. That's what he's a sales Da Vinci. He's a guru. He's and he's done that for us. And the infrastructure's there, the blogging technology's there, all that stuff's in place. So if you're pragmatic and realistic about we've been talking tonight about the cost and the commitment of running a business online. How many places are there where you could sort of say, well, look, I'm going to invest $1,500 or whatever it might be to have a residual income. If I do what I'm told to do in the way that I'm told to do it for long enough, there will be a residual income where I can be earning 100% on products. And I can choose what passion I would like to share with the world, and all the other positives that we're talking about in terms of personal development along the way. There's very, very few jobs that I'm aware of where you can sell something and your employer says, you keep all the money.
Yeah.
You'll find that in a garage forecourt.
Definitely.
My brother-in-law, he's in charge of sales for quarrying equipment for all of South America.
Wow.
The thought that, if he got 100% commission on one of those sales,
be retired in a week.
That's it. It's like Dakaris and in Bimini for the family for like 6 months.
Definitely.
But unfortunately, it doesn't happen that way.
Yeah.
To me, I was kind of thinking, having come from the freelance world and then periods of employment, for companies recently, which were humiliating, really, in some degree. Like Satyrus was saying, the challenge to me was, I'm a grown-up. I'm in this job. Nobody held a gun to my head to take the job. What am I going to do about it? Do I accept it and get on with it, or do I make changes? And I chose to make changes. So that's not passing judgment on people who make other choices.
Yeah.
I have to make my choice and live with the consequences.
Yeah.
And so, but I tried to make a choice that seemed to me to be well informed. So when Satyrus talked me through the pros and cons of this particular path, and I weighed it up and looked around and went through the implications. I said, am I prepared to make this commitment or not? And I'm very glad to do it, because I think the odds are stacked in our favor relative to the other options that are out there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, something like Tony Rush, one of the leaders within Empower Network. He'll often say that it amazes him how people, they'll be prepared to invest so much time and effort and energy in a 40-year work plan, but they won't be prepared to invest 4 years kind of learning how to kind of set up their own kind of home-based business, and they can have time freedom, geographical freedom, or there's so many benefits to it. So he always says, it amazes him how they come to that conclusion that they will spend 40+ years in a career, but they won't be prepared to invest 4 years to learn how this how it works, you know. If and that's not even saying that it even takes that long, but you know, kind of just as an example.
Totally. Yeah, definitely. And it's that thing of stepping outside of the assumptions that we make, the assumptions we've inherited about how things work. I was listening to Dave Wood talk today in an interview about questioning the assumption, the hand-me-down, you know, that, and having this conversation with his father and going, look, hold on, how does this work here? You know, you study, spend on your education, then you go into this job and you're there for 30 years or whatever, and then you retire. Well, that model is done. It's done probably a long time ago, but it's certainly done now in the current economic climate and with the changes in technology and all the rest of it. That's not necessarily a negative environment when you consider the blessings that we have through technology that allow us these opportunities. You know, I have a global media empire because I have a camcorder and an old laptop.
Yes. And
YouTube has allowed me to speak to people all around the world.
Yes.
You know, and Facebook, not a thing I have very mixed feelings about Facebook, but God bless it. I have the opportunity to talk and share with people all around the world. I've made friends in Texas just this week who are helping me through their own generosity with some of these issues, you know, pertinent to the online business. And people have told me that they've got, you know, feedback, they've got benefit from the stuff that I'm sharing. So I mean, it's a really exciting time, you know, and
exactly. I mean, how many days a year are your videos online?
Exactly.
365 days a year, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and who are you open for business to? The entire world. And how much does it cost you? Free. so kind of, how much better can you get? You know, you're open to the world marketplace. You're open for business 24/7, 365, and the cost to run it is very minimal. And also to market, paid advertising. How much does it cost to run an ad in your local gazette? You know, but how much would it cost to run a pay-per-click ad on Facebook where you're not even paying? You're only paying every time someone clicks on it. You know what I mean? I mean, like recently I was setting up a campaign. I was paying like between 1 penny and 2 penny per like on a fan page. So how much would $100? How many likes would $100 get you for 1 penny likes? And then that's how much leverage you can get. And after that, you're just promoting for free. I mean,
well, that's great. And maybe, you know, in some future webinar, would you be kind enough to share that with us, because that's something I'd like to study more and I'd like to understand a bit more. And I'm sure Satiras has some wonderful training, you know, through his own content there. But it's always nice to hear a different perspective.
Definitely. I mean, myself personally, I learned it through Empower Network. That's how I learned the strategy.
Did you hear Dave Wood's video on the 40-year plan before?
I did, but can you remind me again?
Yeah. Do you want to put it on? Because then people might actually like to see it. I think it's very, very good. It's very short. Only a couple of minutes. You want to see if you can hear it okay if I put it on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to put it on. What I'll do is I'll share the screen. And just say I've never done this before, so it's the first time for everything. Let's just see. That's it. Just going to do a screen share. Share screen. No, I want this one here. Okay, share. Okay, let me know if you can see this, okay? Can you see it's a YouTube video?
Yeah, we can see.
Yeah, I just turn it up here. Make sure everyone can hear it. Let me know if you can hear it, okay? I love this video. If this is the one that I think it is, I hope it's the right one. Yep.
About a couple of key concepts in recruiting through presentations and getting people to do stuff, which I think is important. Because let me tell you before I get into this, what I discovered that was like my ultimate breakthrough. See, I used to struggle with money. Anybody here have pain with money all the time? Pain, you know? money equals pain all the time. It's hard to get, you know, when you're poor and you're struggling, or if you're making $15 an hour. I mean, that's like poverty, you know. I was over at a restaurant, you know, a few weeks back, talking to a waitress, and I said, money's trash. Mike Dillard told me, and she said, what are you talking about? And I said, well, this is just paper. I mean, it's no different than toilet paper, other than that it has 100 on it that you think it means something. And I said, watch, and I just tore it up. You know, it was like $50. You know? And I was like, I realized, I said, money doesn't really mean that much to me anymore, because I spend a bunch of money and then it's there again the next day, you know? And she was terrified, because that was like her week's wages in Costa Rica, right? So, but in any case, you know, here's what I discovered. My ultimate discovery about money is, and this is a big breakthrough, and I became unemotional about it when this happened. And if you're emotionally tied to money, life sucks. All right? This is what I was taught to do to get money. It says, all right, Dave, you're born. Listen to what we do. Go to school, right? Go to school for 18 years. Now, how many of you know that I got Fs almost all the time? Hated school. Still do. Math. I was in the same math class as my little brother. When he was a freshman, I was a senior. I got a D. He was in the AP version. I was in the basic version of the math class. I thought, but he lives in the parents' basement, and I make a bunch of money. So school for 18 years, right? More school. Sit in a cubicle. Be bossed around. Boss is going to tell you what to do. One time I was in a cubicle talking on the phone. I said, boss, can I go to the bathroom? He said, no. Wait for the break. Can't go to the bathroom now. All right, boss. Yes, boss. Yes, boss. Bossed around, and then when you're 65, you're really excited about traveling around and surfing. You can finally go live the dream. This equals stupidity. Stupid. Now, here's the thing, right? Anybody here, you know, ever heard, you know, is this a scam, right? Because 98% of the people don't make it. Well, guess what? You know, 90% of you guys don't make it. And it takes you 40 years. At least if you fail on this, you only spend $500. You didn't spend $100,000 on it. This is the stupidest shit ever. This is what we're teaching our kids, you know. So my dad's like, all right, get good grades, son. I want you to, because I did. So you'd be like me, be a judge and throw people in jail. My dad did. So essentially, here's what you're doing, is you're then sitting for a boss, and the boss is just giving money. Now, it took me a while to, boss equals giving you money. He's just giving it to you, right? Like he's handing you money for working, right? So in other words, the only way to get money is having somebody give it to you, right? I mean, isn't that a funny concept? I mean, nobody ever thinks about that. How do you get money? Well, somebody has to give you money, right? I'm checking how much time I have, right? Because I got to teach you guys the top secret thing here in a second. But anyway, so I realized this, and I said, well, what's better, right? Boss giving me money, who can fire me at any time, who treats me like I'm a piece of shit, or thousands of people giving me money all the time, and I don't even have to talk to them. So let's say one of the thousands fires me, and they say, David, it's too hard. I fire you. I'm joining Dillard because the end of the world is tomorrow. I say, well, no big deal. There's lots of more people giving me money every month. So then it became this thing. How can I get lots of people to give me money all the time, where they just keep giving it to me all the time? And that's why I like this industry.
I like that one.
It reminds me of Bill Hicks, actually. He's very, very good stand-up comic routine there, you know. It's just like,
very good.
Yeah, deconstructing the lunacy of what we are, like I was saying earlier, about the hand-me-down assumptions about, oh, no, okay, let's do that, let's just study, go sit in a cubicle.
Yeah.
you know, when somebody reframes it for you in that with that kind of clarity, you kind of go, dull.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's all we ever do is, even from children, we the only way we get our information is from learning through other people, isn't it? And so if we've been drip fed that our whole life.
And it's nearly always people that we love and trust and who love us and want the best for us.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like they're bad, deceitful people, but it's just like, yeah, we have to have the clarity to think outside that box and then to make the decision.
I mean, if they're not living the dream, then, you know, listening to them isn't going to make you live the dream. So it's very, very simple. If somebody isn't doing what you want to do, then listening to their advice is kind of crazy, you know.
Yeah. I mean, that's why Brian Tracy, he always says, you know, like model, find a mentor and copy a proven success formula. So you find somebody who's got the result that you want, and then model what they do, copy their success formula. Success will leave clues. I mean, it's quite easy, really, isn't it? If somebody's got big muscles, they go to the gym, and you say, "Oh, I would love to have a body like you." So we're going to ask them, "How did you do what you did?" Well, I did this, that, and the other. So you find a mentor, and you copy that proven success formula that he's doing day in, day out. The same with everything, I suppose, you know.
If you go to your granny and you ask her, she'll say, "No, son, you're going to hurt your arms. Don't be doing that."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So who would you listen to, your granny or the person who's got the result that you want?
When it comes to chicken soup,
yeah,
you know, I listen to my gran. When it comes to bodybuilding, I listen to Arnold. No, I don't.
Exactly. It's right, isn't it?
Gotta break the rules.
Yeah. Exactly.
So if you're interested to make money online, you know, kind of who would you speak to? Would you go and speak to Sotiris? Would you listen to what he's saying and model what he's doing, or would you go listen to your work colleague who's saying, that's never going to happen. You're in cuckoo land. You know, who are you going to listen to? It's easy. It's logical, isn't it?
Exactly. Absolutely. But first and foremost, I think you have to listen to yourself to get to the point where you recognize I'm unhappy with this. This can't go on like this. Something has to be done. Your body always lets you know. Your body lets you know you're anxious or you're tense or you're unhappy or you're depressed, because normally, you know, it often takes a strong message for it to sink in, you know, or for us to summon the courage to take action. And then, you know, if you listen to yourself, you make that decision and you step out. I believe God or source or life or the great intelligence, whatever you want to call it, something comes out to meet you halfway. You know, if you make the commitment and you start walking forwards, things come in behind you.
Yes.
And that's certainly been true for me, because it's like, yeah, okay, good for you. You're stepping out there. Good things can happen. And maybe it's just law of attraction or this positivity thing. Who knows? I don't. But I can certainly recognize that, you know, you feel the situation, you decide to take action, you take action, other circumstances and people start to gravitate towards you as you move forward in that process. And then you find, you know, when the student's ready, the teacher appears, and you stick to your teacher like glue.
Yes.
Soak up everything that you can, like a martial arts sensei. You sit and you listen and you soak it up. You recognize, as Dave Wood says, have the humility to realize that you don't know. Wonderful story I was listening to about just this principle, and I'll keep it very brief, but basically it was about the tradition of people who taste cognac, or I think it was sherry or cognac, I think it was, and to become the master taster, to make sure that the blend is perfect and that every blended barrel goes out around the world to the exact standards that this particular brand allowed. And this is a tradition that goes back hundreds and hundreds of years. Said, you know, you were selected for this incredible palate and all the rest of it. He said, for 10 years, you were only allowed to listen to the other tasters. You're never allowed to. You were allowed to taste, and you were allowed to listen.
Mm.
You didn't even qualify to have an opinion until you listened to your masters and your betters for 10 years.
Mm.
Then you could open your mouth. And that kind of that tradition of respect for your master and your teacher, it's not something that we're particularly inclined to in the West, and the instant gratification and all the rest of it. There's precedents, in the way that the ancient Indian masters, or spiritual masters, or the martial arts masters, or whatever in the East. But we have this kind of thing. Well, hold on, I know better, even though I'm a newbie. So definitely, feel the discomfort, recognize it, make a decision, move forward, then stick and appreciate your teachers and stick to them and model.
Definitely.
What works.
Definitely. I mean, even say for example, look like as we said, yeah, you're right. Find a mentor and model your teacher. Do what they're doing, and what you'll find. And the irony is that you'll also find that your teachers, they're the ones that are learning, that are more what's the word? They're students themselves. So, for example, like Sotiris, we'd model Sotiris and find out what he's doing, but in fact, he's also learning all the time as well. I mean, he's always studying all the time as well. He's always learning all the time. Dave Wood, all the leaders, they're the biggest learners. They invest more in their education than anything else. So it's not like we have to learn from them, but they're probably learning. So we're students to them, but they're more students. They're more of a student than we are. So we need to up that even and become more of a student.
100% agree, Daniel. And we followed that. We modeled their thirst for knowledge.
Yeah.
That's the example they set. Anybody that tells you read more, look after your mind, look after your body. That's a very good thing.
Yeah.
Anybody saying read more, that's always good.
Exactly. Definitely.
So yeah, definitely. There's not. I love that is free from a kind of complacency of right. Well, I've arrived, guys. Notify the world. It's often like in the case of musicians, the people who get to that standard. When you hear them rehearsing with somebody who's their teacher, you can't even. I mean, I did some music and whatnot, got to a relatively good element standard in it. But I couldn't even begin to appreciate the subtleties of what they were discussing, this concert pianist and her teacher, when I was listening to them in a workshop, and I was going, this is totally lost on me because I haven't done enough learning to even understand the clarified elements that they're operating in.
Yeah.
And so it's an infinite journey, and the better you become at something, the more you realize how much you've got to master.
Definitely, yeah, absolutely. So they say the more the person who knows something knows that they don't know anything at all. The more you know, the less you realize you know. Because we always let. I mean, my grandfather. My grandfather, he's how old is he now? 94 years old.
He's doing right.
Yeah, he's really very healthy for his age, thank God. And even to this day, every time you see him, he will always be reading all the time. He never stops learning, never stops reading. And he always says, you must never stop learning. You must always read, always learn. You never stop learning. You never stop studying. So
that's wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We must always do it.
Was that my father's 48th wedding anniversary tonight before coming over?
Oh wow! Congratulations.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And just we were conversing together, and one of the things we often talk about is what he's reading, and he's in his mid-70s now, and he's just started a book about Russian culture from the 1700s up to the present day, and he's reading a book about feminine spirituality and World War One, and
brilliant.
Keeping his mind and body active.
Definitely, absolutely.
Getting back on the subject of people and success and stuff. I mean, one of the things that, I have found about people, the most successful people, is that the majority of the most successful people have had their back up against the wall. At one stage, they've actually been like their back completely against the wall. That's one of the things. Or in another case, I mean, I did quite a lot of courses, and at one stage did one. It was a guy called Russ Whitney, and it's a very good book as well. I know it says it's real estate, the millionaire real estate mindset, but it really goes a lot into your mindset and stuff as well, which I think is very important.
So what's the name of that book, Sotiris?
The Millionaire Real Estate Mindset. And I did a lot of his courses, many years ago. It was very, very good, very, very beneficial. But the thing about it is that, most people have had their back against the wall, the most successful people. And as well as that is, like this guy here in particular, and I know a lot of people have had this as well, people like this have maybe been a bit slow in academics or stuff like that, and they've had, their teachers in school say, you're never going to be anything, and I mean, one of the things that he says is I think it was his aunt or something, and one of his teachers in school used to always say to him, you're never going to be anything, you're this, you're stupid, and you're this and you're that, and I mean, he made like, hundreds and hundreds of millions, and I think they're, still associated with Robert Kiyosaki and Rich Dad, because their companies are doing the trainings for Rich Dad at the minute, okay? But, one of the other things I learned from which I thought was very, very good, is that everything that people do, so if people are going to buy something off you, or do anything in their life, it doesn't matter what it is that you do, any moment of your life, it's for two reasons, right? You're either doing it for the gaining of pleasure, or you're doing it for the avoidance of pain.
Yeah.
And the truth is that most people, the most things that people actually do is they do it for the avoidance of pain.
Avoiding pain, yeah.
So if you can sort of think about that, and think about like everything you're doing to avoid pain, right? It's quite a powerful concept, So even from the point of view of someone, a customer on your website, if you think about that, those people are coming because they want to avoid pain or gain pleasure, right? So gain pleasure might be, right, they want to book their cruise or whatever. But the avoidance of pain would be something like, I have a pain in my leg, I have a pain in my back, I'm broke, I'm losing my house, I'm losing my car, I'm losing my job, I'm losing my relationship because I'm not making enough money and, my relationship's going down the toilet. So most people are trying to avoid some kind of pain.
Yeah.
So if you find out what people's pain is, if you can find out what their pain is, what's their pain? Do they need more money? Do they need an online business? Do you need to fix their toothache? Do you need to fix that pain that they have?
Yeah.
Then you're going to get paid, and you're going to get paid really well if you do that properly and you help those people. So that's why if your business, if your online business, if you aren't making money, it basically means you're not providing enough value. You're not providing someone the answer to that pain. You're not giving them the product that they need to buy to fix their pain.
Yeah.
So instead of thinking, I can't do this, or this isn't working for me, and just quitting, right, which is what losers do. The only way to be a loser is to quit, right? Instead of just quitting, you need to ask yourself, I'm not providing these people enough value. What value do I need to provide? What is their pain? And solve their pain, and put a product in front of them that you get paid for providing. And in that case, the more people you put your product in front of, the more money you're going to make. Right? So if you tell yourself, If you tell yourself a BS story, you know, that I can't afford to spend $10 a day on Facebook ads, or I can't afford to spend $100 a day on Facebook ads, or I can't afford to pay hosting, or I can't afford this. If you tell yourself that BS story, then obviously your product's not going to go to anybody.
Yeah.
But if you ask yourself a powerful question, that's another thing I learned from, you know, Russ. I mean, ask yourself powerful questions. People ask themselves the wrong questions all the time, and that's why they're broke. They ask themselves the wrong question. If you ask yourself a powerful question, you'll get a powerful answer. You know, if you ask yourself, how can I get my product in front of 100,000 people? Then your mind will look for a way to get your product in front of 100,000 people.
Yeah.
Ask yourself that question. There's no point in asking yourself the question, why is nobody seeing my product? Because what's your answer going to be?
Exactly, yeah.
Because they're not seeing your product.
And like, you know, can I just add to what you were saying there? Was like you're saying, you know, like that they wouldn't be providing enough value. But then say with Empower, the value, half of the equation is done for you already. The value.
Absolutely.
You got the valuable product. All you need to do now is leverage it. Is to drive traffic to it. So what's the point of having an amazing product, like having a billboard and sticking it in the middle of the Sahara Desert, because no one's going to see it. So your job now is to you got the value now. So now all you got to do is leverage that value by, you know, Facebook ads or pay-per-click ads or media buying or solo ads. You've got to leverage that now. You use that seed money to leverage that value to the world, and the more people you can leverage to, then you know what happens after the equal sign. So value times leverage equals, you know,
And the most important part of that, and the mistake that most people make as well with that, is that whenever they get money, they assume that because they've made money that it's their money, right? But that money, a large percentage of that money belongs to your business. It's not your money. You can use the money.
Yeah.
But it's not your money.
Yeah.
The money belongs to the business, right? And if you reinvest that money in the business and keep that money aside and say, this is business money, this isn't to go on holiday, this isn't to buy a new TV, this isn't to whatever, and you put it in for your business, then you can continue to use that money to build your business, to pay for more advertising, and it just spirals and gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's the snowball effect.
Yeah.
Exactly the same effect. If you make $5,000, right? Because I've done this myself. If you make $5,000, and instead of going and buying $2,000 of paid advertising, you take $5,000 and you go and you just pay for something, buy yourself something, right? Your business, you're killing your business. You're absolutely killing your business. So it's important to also reinvest that, and that is really important. Because no matter how much, it doesn't matter how much money you have, it's the same principle. Even if you get £1 million, if you blow it, you're still broke.
That's a model that you outlined for us earlier, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where you talked about the 20%.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
Dave Wood talks about 30%. If I remember going back into the business. So definitely, it's that kind of reinvestment, and that thing of like, it's there. Yeah, you're feeding the business. You're allowing the business to grow. You're keeping nourishing the soil so that it can grow up strong.
And also the compounding.
Yeah, the compounding of it. Well, it's scaling up, isn't it? In Vic Stride's terms, it's scaling.
Well, it's like, what happens, and this is another Russ thing that I learned from a video I watched with Russ, and that is, you know, if you get 1 cent and compound it for 30 days, basically he said, look, he said to this class, he said, I will offer you 1 cent and I'll compound it for 30 days, or I will pay you $1,000 a day, right? You come and do whatever for me, I'll pay you $1,000 a day. Which will you take? Which would you take, right? And they did the sums, and by day 23 or something, it was something really ridiculous, like maybe $17 or something. the compounding, right, was like really low, and everyone's going, oh yeah, well, gosh, yeah, I should get the $1,000, right? But by day 30, it was 333 million, right? So what most people do is they go and they maybe make 20 or 30 grand. Make 20 or 30 grand in their business, and then they say, oh, I've made 20 or 30 grand, right? And they go and they buy themselves a new car or something, right? For maybe 15 or 20 grand, and then they've got 10 grand, right? So they're practically broke again, then they buy a few things, and then they're back to zero. And it's maybe took them 4 or 5 years to get to the stage where they have that money surplus, right?
Yeah.
Now, if they had continued to compound that 30 grand for another year, it would be 60 grand. If they compounded for another year, it'd be 120 grand. And by the time we get to 120 grand, they could then pull out 30 grand and buy themselves a new car and still have 90 grand compound the next year. Then the next year will be 180, the next year will be 360, the next year will be 720, the next year will be 1.5 million, right? And they could just take, once they get to like 700,000, they could take 50 grand and buy themselves or 100 grand and buy themselves a Rolls Royce or something, and still have 620 grand compounding.
Yeah.
But what most people do is they get the first 30 or 40 grand and then they blow it.
Yeah.
And then start all over again, and then they have to spend another 6 or 7 years to get back to where they started. Whereas if they had just waited, if they had done a delayed gratification, and it's the same with marketing online, if they had delayed their gratification, they didn't want to make money in the first 2 months or the first 2 weeks or 2 days, right? If they did the delayed gratification, if they delayed their gratification and said, right, I'm going to keep this for 2 years, right? Then they would be in a completely different position. But that's why people go back to being broke and back to their job, because they want instant gratification, and they kill the compounding effect of their business, of their money, of everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just before we move on, so Tira, you must be psychic, because when I was preparing a couple of things for tonight, actually, you'll see these kind of like, little doodles and all the rest of it. But what you'll find here is like, I was thinking about talking about creating strong enough reasons to move ahead. With, when you hit the challenges, when you're thinking, flip, this isn't working, that's not working, blah 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 blah. All of us need those reasons to move ahead, and it's just everything that Satira's just talked about. I was talking about using powerful questions to leverage us away from pain and towards pleasure.
Yeah.
What do we perceive to be painful, and what do we perceive to be pleasurable? And just exactly what he just talked about. And I was actually going on. There's a bit here about powerful questions. What will happen if I do not take massive action towards my goals? What will be the consequences for my loved ones if I fail to follow through in this? And then equally powerful, positive questions as well. How wonderful is it going to feel to deliver this gift to people I love, or how wonderful is it going to feel to achieve this personal ambition, or etc. etc.
Exactly.
So thanks, because you did my presentation for me, so I got to sit here and listen.
And the other thing with the power is, say for example, somebody might think to themselves, you know what, I'm just going to go it alone with affiliate marketing or internet marketing. That's fine. I mean, at least you're using the web and doing something positive for yourself. However, and if you when you first join Empower, on Dave Wood's Fast Start training, he explains the power of Empower, because what it is like a hybrid of affiliate marketing, network marketing, and also high ticket affiliate marketing, and also product creation. So, for example, with just regular affiliate marketing, the two really good ways to make a lot of money is, one, to create your own products and then have other affiliates market it for you, or you can either be a high ticket affiliate marketer where you sell high-ticket products like $3,000, $5,000 products. But the problem with these two models are that the product owner model and the high-ticket affiliate marketing model. The two problems with these is that the product owner model, it's like an 18 hours a day, 5 to 7 days a week model where you're continually testing and creating new products time and time again. So it's like it's having like two full-time jobs basically, continually researching, testing all these products that you're creating, developing. Or also, then you got the high-end affiliate marketing, which is, okay, you can make a $3,000 per month 1 month, and that's great. You know, at least you're leveraging the internet to do that. But then the next month, if you do not maintain that level of aggression and that level of high energy, then it's likely that you're gonna have up and down months like this, and that's a very common phenomena. But with Empower Network, not only are you able to make recurring monthly commissions and also high-ticket affiliate products, high-ticket commissions with affiliate items, and also you get 100% of the commissions, not even 70% or 50% like the other products do, but also the power is also in the downline, because say for example if you created your own product and put it on ClickBank, you then have an army of affiliates promoting that offer for you. But with Empower Network, the sophistication and the comprehensive downline is been designed in such a way that you're not only making money from your own efforts and making 100% of the commissions on high-ticket affiliate products and recurring commissions, but you're also benefiting from your army of affiliates who are in your downline and who are in their downline and who are in their downline. So not only that, but you're also at the same time building your army, your empire of affiliates who are working for you and generating you income as well. And that's why it's such an incredibly powerful business model, and it's nothing like it's been seen online. So it's a hybrid of everything, of all the options that are available to us online.
And I mean, another thing that Robert Kiyosaki always talks about is, that all rich people operate in teams. All the most successful rich people have teams. They have teams of lawyers, teams of people who know the stuff more than they do, teams of people doing the technical stuff, PR. Teams of PR, teams of everything. They have a team of people surrounding them. And when you join Empower Network, when you join our team, that's what you're doing. You're joining a team. You're becoming a team. You can network with other people. You can network with, Alan, who knows about doing, filmmaking and stuff like that, and can do all the TV type stuff and make your, videos really professional.
Yes.
You can talk with me, who's like, had like 650 websites at one stage, and could probably talk you through the back end of WordPress, like while I'm sleeping in my sleep. Exactly. You can speak with Daniel, who's like the IFTT madman, who takes over the internet, and you just see him everywhere. It's like, oh, there's Daniel again. Where is he? Oh, he's in Italy, he's in Thailand, he's in, whatever. You don't know whether he's there or not. I mean, I'm sitting messaging like in some sort of Egypt, saying, hello, Daniel, Daniel's away for 2 days, and his IFTT's going crazy,
Yeah.
So you got access to all these people. You got access to Matthew, who's brilliant with the personal development stuff, with the health stuff, with all that, So we've access to so many people, and you'll have access to your own team who you build under yourself, who you can also sit, and have hangouts with, and go on Skype and have meetings and have masterminds with and stuff. And that's how you become more successful.
Exactly.
If you're just sitting by yourself, talking to yourself, trying to build your business, your empire, and it's just you, not a problem. You're not going to be rich. You might make some money, but you're not going to be rich, because you don't have people around you to help you.
Exactly, and something.
in here, you know.
Something what you do exceptionally well, Sotiris, is that you know, once people are in your team, you take care of them and you help them and you know, it's like you have your army of if somebody comes in to empower, it's important to build up your own team and take care of them very well.
Absolutely.
So you know, can you think of any business that's done well when the kind of person above them hasn't taken care of them? That's what you're doing, taking care of everybody very well, training them. For example, this hangout, you didn't have to do this, but you're doing it, you know, to help people, to provide value for your team, and that's the power of this amazing business model that we have before us.
Not clocking in, you know, like for 5 minutes. Okay, guys, team meeting. Any problems? Yeah. Okay, listen.
We're here because we want to be here.
It's like 2 3/4 hours. We've been,
yeah.
you know.
We're here because we want to be. We're here because we want to be. You know.
Exactly. Exactly.
Come on, you better be sure.
Yeah.
Use your money. You're not getting paid this week. I'm telling you now.
Yes, Peter. Yes, Peter.
Exactly. That's it.
No holidays for you this year.
Can I go to the bathroom?
Exactly.
You mentioned that, Daniel. I remember that even in the call center as a grown man, you know, being told, you know, listen, you know, you got to watch your time when you're in the bathroom. I go, like, what do you want, a diagram? You know, I mean, talk about.
Telling you. You know,
Yeah.
in the second job I had, you would have, and this is one of the things that inspired me to get involved online, although I didn't know it at the time, it was just fueling my desire, was that I was working in my company and you would have like people in their 20s who would be like supervisors, and they would be dictating to and talking down to people who were in their 60s and kind of like disrespecting them, shouting at them, you know, telling them they do this, do that, and you think, wow, man, that's kind of, it's insane, you know.
All the way around. Yep. Yeah, it's not nice at all.
Nah, but then with this online business, you know, you get your freedom, you get your time freedom, geographical freedom, you get to choose who you want to be with, you get to choose who you spend time with. I mean, so...
Spend time with family, that's why I did it, so I could spend time to see my kids grow up.
Exactly. So there's so many benefits to doing it. So if somebody hasn't joined yet, you know, and you're watching this hangout, then you must take action and do this for yourself.
In order for your life to change, you have to change. And like Einstein said, the height of madness is doing the same thing and expecting different results. So, you know, here's your opportunity. You know, we're here to help you. We're here to help you to set up your own business. If you contact me, contact Daniel or Alan, and we will help you through it.
You're very happy to.
You know, more than happy to, and you know, we'll do that over Skype, or we can do it on a Hangout or whatever. And you know, all you need to do is click the button, basically join us. You know, you'll have your own business ready to go, ready to make you money. Of course, there's an income disclaimer. I think it's on powernetwork.com/income, and you can see the income disclaimer there, because everybody doesn't make money. Everybody doesn't do it.
I've never looked at that disclaimer. To this day, I've never looked at it.
Is that right? Yeah.
Not once.
Yeah. But you know, at the end of the day, it's there for you to look at. You know, just because to keep the government hippies right.
No, I think that's responsible and an ethical way to do it. So nobody can say. Tonight's conversation for me, the key words have been about decisions and responsibility.
Yeah.
And part of that, you know, they're being responsible to people saying, look, we're not here to pretend this is get rich quick. It's about you getting off your butt, making the most of the opportunity, working hard, working smart, having fun, and you know, and part and parcel of that is we're going to be upfront with you, you know, about, but it's what you make of it. The same as any other, any other thing in life. You know, your health, your well-being, your key relationships, your friendships, your marriage, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever the thing is. You know, there are no guarantees in anything. It's what you make of it.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. You know that?
No, that's spot on.
That's also, I think.
Spot on. So I mean, yeah, I think I think we've said enough, or we'll probably be here all night. But if you haven't already, just click the button below and join us. And
don't give up. Never give up. Do not stop.
Never give up. Whatever you're doing, whatever business you're doing, don't give up. Keep doing it. If you find that some technique isn't working, change the technique. Look at another technique. Find other people who are making your business work, and find out what technique they're using. But don't quit, because the only way to lose is to quit.
That's it.
If you don't want to be a loser, don't quit.
That's it.
Thanks, Daniel. Thanks, Satiris.
No problem.
I enjoyed hanging out with you both. It was really good.
Likewise, and see you again very soon.
I hope so, Daniel.
Take care.
All the very best, man.
See you next week at the same time, everybody.
Bye.